Elation and jubilation, gamers from all around the world. I am Lucian and this is the World Gamer Show. And today I want to talk about Tales of Symphonia. But not just any version. No, at least not the one from 2003, released originally for the GameCube. No, I want to talk about the new remastered version, which is retailing for $40 and will offer just one game. Tales of Symphonia. Something doesn't sound quite right. Let me brush my memories. So, Tales of Symphonia Chronicles offered two games for the price of $40 back in the day. Probably a little less now. Why is that? And what does this new remaster offer more than this one? Well, let's find out. So the thing is that the new remaster offers basically nothing, over this one at least. It does offer the convenience of playing the awesome Symphonia on the newest consoles, PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and of course with backwards compatibility on PS5, Series X and S. It is also already present on PC since 2016 if I'm not mistaken. So apparently the new features of the remastered version will be brought over to that version as well. The thing is that Symphonia Chronicles offered the same thing as the new remastered version, including new costumes from other games. But the thing is that this version ran at 30 FPS and the new remastered version 30 frames per second as well. Why is that? I mean, this was released in 2013. We are in 2023. I mean 10 years later, and 20 years later from the original release in 2003 for the GameCube. I mean, after 20 years, we are still struggling to get 60 FPS on a game like Tales of Symphonia. I mean, nothing against this game, of course. Back in the day, it was technically pretty good. But now, 20 years later, we are still struggling to get this game run at 60 FPS. Why is that? I mean, apparently the developers confirmed that it is a matter of technical balances, technical issues. Probably putting it at 60 FPS will, I don't know, mess up with the balance, technical balance of the game. But guess what? That is your job to make sure as developers. I mean, I'm no developer, I'm no programmer, so I'm not aware of every single thing. But still, isn't it the job of our remaster to improve on the previous games, on the previous version? This game is from 10 years ago and already did achieve what the new remaster sets out to achieve, 30 FPS on a 20 years old game. So we should expect better at this point, on better hardware, such as the PS4 and the Xbox One and the Nintendo Switch, which are certainly much more powerful than the GameCube for sure. And I mean, PS3 to PS4, we are expected an improved hardware, so we needed a better version. And again, for the same price as this one, this was released for $40. It contained two games, also Dawn of the New World, which was also available on Wii, but this is the HD version, so pretty good in my book, even though the game is not on the same level as the previous one, but I still enjoyed it nonetheless, and it's still a nice bonus to have. It's not even actually a bonus, it's half package here. So we can count that this one has a value of $20 per game. And this is exactly what the new game with the new remaster should be priced at. $20. Or at least digitally $20. Then if you want a physical version, okay, price it 30. I mean, there is the new Pac-Man museum stuff, priced at $20. So I mean, that is fair. It's fair. It's fair for a digital price, and to be honest, it's fair also for a physical release. But still, the truth is that the new remastered version is still a pretty good way to experience the game for those who didn't experience it before. It is an awesome RPG. I loved it. I put a ton of hours into that, and to be honest, on Dawn of the New World as well. But if you'd never played Tales of Symphonia, that is a pretty good chance to play it on the modern hardware. And in the end, I think we are just paying for this. We are paying for the convenience of playing on a 20 years old game on our favorite hardware of the moment, at least. It is still pretty disappointing though that we're not getting 60 FPS. I'm not obsessed with FPSs, even though I will always choose performance mode over anything else. But I'm not even asking for Gotham Knights to be 60 FPS. I know that new games will have awesome graphics, but we're talking about a 20 years old game here. We should expect that a 20 years old game coming out on PS4, Xbox One and Nintendo Switch to at least have 60 FPS. And again, it's your job as developers to improve on a previous version. Otherwise, there is no really that much need of re-releasing it. I mean, this version is still pretty easy to come by. So really, there is no reason why on top of that, they couldn't include at least the second game on the new remaster and make it basically a re-release of the whole package. Instead, no, we get the same 30 FPS as usual, but with less content than this one. It doesn't make any logical sense, especially because it's again for the same price as this one, and this was from 10 years ago. And look, again, I'm no developers, but developers should find a way to tinker with the game code. I do hope that they have the original source code, but if they release this one, I mean, it can't be that lost, and they can bring us a 60 FPS patch maybe later on, because it is necessary in my opinion. It is not necessary to enjoy the game, but for example, by having this, I will have no reason to buy the new remaster. I will probably do it anyway, but with a discount, because it is simpler to play the new game on the most modern consoles instead of having to dust off online. My PS3 is still plugged in, but many probably might have a PS3 but don't really play it as much, and if they want to play Tales of Symphonia in HD, will either have to buy this one or more conveniently buy the new remaster. But if you never tried it, yeah, then just buy the new remaster. It's pretty good, and Dawn of the New World is not enough of a justification. The thing is a matter of principles. And look, I've been a fan of the series ever since the early days, as you can see, and I've even bought the one and played the one for the PS Vita. I mean, this is a good idea. Try and re-release this one, because this deserves more recognition, and it's on the PS Vita, so not many people played it. Or this one, oh my god, this really surprised me. I wasn't expecting that much from this, but this is just to make you understand that I am a fan of the series, and I will probably buy this game. But please reconsider, especially for the next 3 releases. If you ever plan to release, for example, this one, or again even Dawn of the New World, please consider bringing it to 60 FPS. Because I'm not buying that you can't really manage to get a 60 FPS out of a 20 years old game. Find a way. I mean, this is your job. You are dusting off a 20 years old game. I expect it to run better than simply 30 FPS. Because otherwise, I'm just fine with this. There is nothing wrong with this release. But guys, that will do it for today. So why don't you let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. I'm really curious to see if you played this game previously, if you will buy the remaster, if you have previously bought the PS3 version. And as always, like, share and subscribe, and do all the yada yada that the YouTube algorithm loves. Your help is hugely appreciated. And I will see you in my next video, but until then, stay safe, play safe, world gamers.